You're watching Lansdowne Raw, the voice of the fans. I'm Martin Prendergast, joined by Conor McAvoy, and this is our window preview. We're going to run through the latest updates of the Ireland squad, give you our thoughts on an eventful day in the transfer market as the window has closed, and we're going to share some very exciting news about the pod. Get involved, stick around, you won't want to miss out. It's Lansdowne Raw and it's live.
You want to turn that music off, do you?
I'm going to turn that music off, Conor. How are you? You well? Busy day for you, Conor. We've got our very own Jim White in the studio today, and here he is. I'm going to just pause that music. There you go, Conor. Now you have your intro. There you go. You don't like that, do you?
No, I don't like the music. To be honest, it does my nut, and I've PTSD from it for some reason. But yeah, I'm good. As I was saying to you, it's been a busy all day actually of Irish transfers. I didn't expect it to be as busy as what it is, to be honest. I couldn't believe how fast it's gone. We have a very busy evening actually of activities on the show. We've obviously, you'll see in the bottom left, which Martin will explain in a second. And also we have our live draw of our Evan Ferguson jersey giveaway for people who have joined Roar Plus. And actually, as we'll do it at the end of the show when we're probably going through the comments or before the comments, if you can still your last chance to enter in the draw for it is an Evan Ferguson jersey. All you have to do is sign up to Roar Plus by you'll probably say 15:15 or so.
We'll go 9:15. 9:15. So you've got 45 minutes or so. 20. It's like the countdown from the window, isn't it? Go 15:15. So that's 35 minutes.
Yeah, 35 minutes, and you're entered in that draw for the Evan Ferguson jersey. This jersey, whatever jersey you want, there's 3 jerseys in choice, and whoever wins that gets a brand spanking new Evan Ferguson Roma jersey, or they can give it to whoever they want. But yeah, so yeah, I'm good. Brandy, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Enjoyed the show last night as well. Caught a bit of it. Caught the abuse of me, which was fantastic. And yeah, lots to get through tonight. Want to hear from you, the Raw faithful. We've got lots and lots to discuss. Obviously, the transfer window, as I say, closed today. But this is the window preview where we're going to look ahead to Ireland taking on Hungary on September the 6th. That's Saturday next week. And then we're off to Armenia, to Yerevan to take on Armenia, of course, in that World Cup qualifier. Looking forward to those games massively now. This is it. We've seen the squad have all joined up at the team hotel in action today and training as well. So this week we'll be very, very busy for the pod. We'll have lots and lots of content out. So make sure you have subscribed. Have a look at the show notes there. We've got lots and lots of links there to all sorts of things. Obviously, our website as well, lansdowneroad.ie. And make sure you are following us on all.
What about I don't know if you're saying there before we go into our other news. We'll talk today. You see what I put in the private chat there actually, because I forgot to tell you about. Yeah, I did. Before a certain volatile member of staff who doesn't decide to turn up to work some days a week because he needs a day off, has asked us to mention.
Yeah, we have a fantastic fanzine that Dave and James Agnew, one of our writers from our amazing team, have been crafting for this window as well. Make sure you have a look at that. Lots of key information about the trip to Yerevan ahead and what to do over there. But, you know, we think you find it entertaining, lots of articles and stuff. So have a look at that. The link to that we'll obviously put it up on our socials as well. And please do feel free to pass that on to other Irish fans as well. We want to get that out to a very wide fan base where we think it's a bit of crack. Lads have worked really hard at it. And, you know, it's again, more content that we want to get out from Lansdowne Raw because we are, as we always say, it's for the fans, by the fans. You know, we think this is some kind of stuff that you'll enjoy reading anyway. Different kind of types of content. But Conor, I must say, fantastic job with the show last night. You and Dave caught up with Obig. It's been a busy few weeks with Ireland players in action, of course, and obviously the transfer window today. But we've got some exciting news from the pod as well we wanted to share with you. And you'll notice our banner in our bottom corner there. We've got a fantastic sponsor on board with us now. Slattery's of Beggar's Bush. Fantastic pub there. I've had a few pints there over the years, and I'm going to be definitely going there on Saturday before the Ireland game as we take on Hungary. And, you know, we're all going to be there, aren't we, Conor? We've said, you know, fantastic supporters of the show. So we want to encourage Ireland fans as well to go there before the game, grab a few pints, and get something to eat as well. Nice little walk up to Lansdowne Road around the corner, of course, accessible to all of the stands. And that's the place to go now before the game for the Irish fans. And yeah, we are going to be there. We're going to be having a few pints there, aren't we, Conor? And, you know, look, for our viewers tonight, nearly 500 of you watching already. Make sure that if you are going to the Ireland game, pop in to see us. We'll have a crack. We'll have a chat. You know what me and Conor look like from obviously watching along tonight. But if you want to know what Dave looks like, well, you've seen him. Oh, no, that's not Dave. Sorry, that's not Dave. That's Eileen Gleeson. Sorry about that.
He's gonna go
sorry,
mad.
Jesus. Sorry, that was from the show. I don't have a photo of Dave. I thought that was. When I'm looking at the show, our photos and stuff. Some of the images we up there, they're small little thumbnails. I got that one wrong. I must apologise. There he is. That's Dave.
There he is.
There he is.
Egypt
At Wembley there. So yeah, sorry about that, Dave, if you are watching. But yeah, fantastic to see so many of you watching on tonight. And we want to hear from your views, of course. Look, the window has closed today. Still some transfers obviously coming through. And you know, we've got some Irish content as well, some Irish players that we're going to be chatting about, whether we think it's going to be a successful move or not. We'll be covering all of that. And also the latest news from Ireland's camp. We've got Ireland that playing under 21s are up in action this week. We've had the 17, the 19s announced as well. So Conor's going to give you loads of insight into who's involved there, and obviously where you can watch the games as well. So fantastic.
And thanks again to Slattery's for sponsoring us for the upcoming home games of the international window, and that it's privilege to be working with them, isn't it, Martin? Our first official sponsor for the matches, and it's a good one to be because it is the go-to pub anyway for Irish fans, and it's going to be even more emphasis there now as ourselves will be there before the game, and it'll be good crack and it'll be good to see people there before the game because it's going to be exciting enough anyway on Saturday, and what could be even more exciting than us at the pub before it. But yeah, looking forward to it.
I've been looking on TripAdvisor as well. Some great reviews of the pints as well. I'm looking forward to a nice Guinness. I mean, I'm sure Dave would be having a Guinness Zero. Conor, what's your drink of choice at the moment? You young whippersnapper, you? Are you old enough to drink?
I'd probably get in trouble, wouldn't I, by saying vodka or something? But no, I don't. I just have a cider or something.
I remember in November though. We had in Wembley in November in the Cladder Ring. You were having all sorts of strange little, sugary, syrupy drinks and all that. You wanted. I'll have a cider and I'll need this. Yeah.
No. It was probably double vodka, wasn't it? Or something like that. But no, it's usually it was in Luxembourg. It was the mojitos, wasn't it? The mojitos. Shout out to Brendan. the mojito man.
Jesus,
they were lovely. I love a good mojito in the hot weather. Like, it's hard to beat a good cocktail.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is. I do get you with that. But yeah, look. Anyway, join us. Come along to Slattery's for the game. There'll be good crap there as the pre-match build up obviously continues ahead of the game, and we'll have a good crack there, and you have a chat with you. Anyone wants to come along, we'll have a good bit of banter and crack, and get your views and be good to meet the Royal Faithful. So yeah, looking forward to that. Right, Conor, where to start? Probably with the Ireland squad.
Go through the squad and what changes have been made, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm just going to put up this is our panel, our slides for the obviously show tonight. But yeah, obviously Ireland taking on, as I said, Hungary on Saturday, and then Tuesday over in Yerevan taking on Armenia. But the squad is basically the same, apart from the sad omission in a way of Troy Parrott with injury. But he's been replaced by Johnny Kenny. And is that a surprise addition for you, Conor, or are you quite happy with that?
No, I'm not surprised at all, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be between himself, Sinclair Armstrong, and Tom Cannon to be in, and Johnny Kenny's the only one who scored this season out of the three of them. So no, I'm not shocked at all. Johnny's an excellent player. He showed how good he was for Shamrock Rovers and Down that last season. He's a very hard worker. He holds up the ball. He links up very well, and he's an outstanding finisher. So I'm not surprised he's been called in. He's more like probably for Parrott than the others are. I think maybe they're more. Sinclair is more similar to Ida, and Tom Cannon, I don't know who he's really similar to, because he's maybe just really a finisher in general. More, you could say Ferguson. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all that Johnny Kenny's came in. Maybe more slightly surprised because he wasn't involved with Celtic at the weekend, which it's not a great sign for the long term of Celtic. But yeah, I really rate Johnny Kenny. I think he's an excellent player. He's a very nice fella as well, so I'm delighted he's got this opportunity. And I'd say if he makes his debut this month, I say Sligo Rovers will benefit a lot from it, because always with these clubs, when a player goes abroad and then if they get a couple of key appearances for the national team, they'll the clubs will get a few quid. We've seen the same with Man City with Gavin Mazunu when they had to pay Shamrock Rovers a lot of cash for when he made his, was it like 3 appearances for Ireland. But yeah, I'm delighted for Johnny that he's been called in, and it's no surprise to me. It's probably, is it a surprise to you? Is it?
No, it's not. No, I mean, a great opportunity for him. I'm delighted for him. You know, like we've heard a lot about him. I mean, Adam Eder, obviously, we'll come on to talk about him later on, but you know, he must be thinking, "Geez, this lad's in my shadow again." Like he's now in the Ireland squad. You know, Eder will probably be fancying himself as a starting position for Ireland, or certainly, you know, coming off the bench as one of the first choice strikers now. And it'll be interesting to see how they are in training because Kenny has been chosen above him at some occasions with Celtic this year already, and we know that Eder's now moved on from there. But you know, I think I was always kind of keen to hear when Heimer done the press conference, you know, which you attended as well, and you can go back on our archives and have a look at that. But where you asked some fantastic questions, to be honest, Conor, as I've said before. But you know, always interested to see who is the standby players, and let's not forget as well. The squad have only just joined up together today, really, like last night, today. Johnny Kenny joined up, didn't he? And they showed a brilliant video of him coming into it must have been at Abbottstown, wasn't it? And they were doing their pre-training activation, where basically the stretching and stuff. But it does show you some insight into the squad and how welcoming all the lads are. And you know, he's got a massive opportunity now. So yeah, pleased for him. I think, you know, you can take his opportunity now. That's it.
Yeah.
And he's in goal scoring form, as you said, and that's probably looking at Sinclair Armstrong, Tom Cannon. That's what it's about. I'd like to know who else is on standby because, you know, inevitably I think we will have players maybe getting strains this week or managing injuries still. But yeah, let us know, Raw Faithful, what you think in the comments. Do you think that's a good addition? Are you surprised? So let's see. Yeah,
because we all thought that Killian Phillips made a mistake because he went off injured early the other day, but he seemed to be all right to train. Obviously, he obviously would do anything probably really to play for Ireland and be there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's going through P in the training this week. But I'm sure if it is bad at all, he will have to like step out, or someone else will have to be called in.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though. You know, I wonder. You know, likes of O'Dowda, is he on the standby list? You know, I know we've got Rockavata and Abankwa in the under-21s, so perhaps they could kind of, you know, it wouldn't be unusual for them to step up, would it? Though, in a sense that they're familiar with the
only
tactical
problem
plan.
The only problem is they're played in Moldova on Thursday. What day is today?
Right, yeah.
Today's Monday. Yeah, today's Monday. So I'd imagine they're probably flying. They could be flying to Moldova tomorrow. So if it's not going to be tomorrow, it's going to be a very hard one as such. I know it's a flight cash, but flight that much traveling could affect you, like, because I've never been to Moldova myself personally, but is Moldova, is it more the Armenia side of Europe, is it?
I think it is. I don't know. So
sounds
like it is.
But yeah, we will, because it's
so then there would be kind of players then really.
Yeah, if it's Phillips drops out, I think it'd be Malumbi automatically. I thought obviously Coleman or someone like that's an option. Festi's obviously a glaring option that we would speak about. Louis Barry's an option, and then the two other strikers we spoke about, Sinclair and Tom Cannon. But I don't think we'll need either of them this month anyway. I think they're more of it. The problem is though, like, because the problem with Johnny Kenny now is Celtic brought in that other striker. They have other options up front. It's like if he doesn't get us a chance now between now and October again, he won't even be on standby next time, because it's about this club situation, and I don't think Brendan Rodgers has ever really given a fair shot. I think Brendan Rodgers just looks at him, unfortunately, as that young kid that's coming through, and we'll give him minutes here and there and we'll try and develop him at the same time. But Johnny Kenny's shown he's past that stage of being that young kid who gets sparingly minutes. He needs to be playing regularly. I know there was a lot of interest in Bolton during the summer, but I do think if he would leave Celtic, it would have been for a championship club, really, if he's going to that next level. But yeah, I'm delighted for Johnny. He's got the call in, and it's just a reward, especially even when you look at him over the last 2 years. You've seen the improvement in his game. You see how fast he's developed, and that's only that can only lead for the better if he continues to develop at this rate, even over the next 2-3 years itself. There'll be no doubt that he'll play a lot of games for Ireland.
Yeah, and interesting as well, just thinking about players on standby, like the likes of O'Dowda won't be playing in the Hungarian league, of course. And, you know, he obviously born and raised in England. Would he be kind of in a way local in a sense that you bring him in because he's back in England and hanging around basically, rather than I wouldn't think he'd be in Hungary for this kind of period.
Well, I seen he was training today, I think. As soon as
oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe they're only in for a couple of days. I don't know what the way the Hungarian league works. But also, yeah, I just checked. Actually, Moldova's 3 hours and 26 minutes flight. So it's far, but it's not. It's not too far. Possible. But actually, Martin, we've got.
Oh, there you go! Brilliant. Well done.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Well done. Listen, what are you well done about? You said thank you very much for joining.
I'm saying well done. Thank you. I mean, obviously your advertising works, doesn't it? It's a fair play.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So make sure if you are commenting as well, it really does help us. We want to grow the channel, and we've obviously, we do this a labor of love as well, but it does really help us because we can do more and more content. We've obviously sometimes we have costs, obviously booking studios and things like that, equipment, travel, obviously to Island Games. But yeah, we love your support, and it does mean the world to us. So thank you again for that. Yeah. And of course, Kimon is a very clever chap, I would say, as well, because he's now eligible for the draw, isn't he? So
yeah, he's a good fella for the support of
stuff.
But fantastic. Sorry to distract you, but thanks for joining.
No.
If anyone else joins us, you'll get a personal shout out from Martin Brendagas on the show.
Yeah,
fantastic. Are you because we haven't really got your opinion much, Martin? Are you happy with the squad overall? When you reflect and they're in training, are you confident in the squad?
I am, yeah. I mean, look, I know there's been a little bit. I'm just going to throw out there again. I mean, I am confident in it as well. We'll obviously have a bit of transfer news to discuss, but yeah, I am. Like, it's a very experienced squad as well. I know the other image the FAI put up was of the squad, and the most capped I think is Doherty, but it's an attacking. Like, we've got lots of attackers now who are in good form. I'm quite happy as well. I know people are saying there's a lack of midfield and stuff, but we've got really experienced defenders. We've got some exciting attackers, and again, it's just the midfield, how he sets us up, and again, it'll be interesting to just see the games because there is going to be pressure, but we need to get off to a fantastic start. We need 3 points on Saturday to just give us that confidence going in, and we'll obviously have a lot of shows now in the next few days where we have a look at the opposition in a bit more detail, and we get some insight as well from the Hungarians and stuff. But it's just going to be, I think it's how we adapt. And again, I know the FAI have done this, but I'm going to do it as well. I think we just really need some positive support in there. And, it's a nice time for the kickoff, 7:45. You've got an opportunity. This is brilliant. You'll love this, Conor. It's just a nice time, isn't it? To get into Dublin on a Saturday afternoon. Head to Slattery's. Have a few pints. Loosen up the vocal cords, and then get into the stadium, ready for the anthem, get in there nice and early on time, and support the lads. And that's it, and roar us home. And I think we will get a positive result. And then it's just all the way off to the World Cup, of course. But, I think key to get it, I think how he's going to set us up is going to be interesting, and how brave he's going to be. And I hope he is brave with his selection as well. And, go at them, because they are, I think they're vulnerable, aren't they? From even just looking at their results and things, I think they're a team that we should be beating at home.
Yeah, I'll pull up their recent results in a sec. But I totally agree. But I do think I do think we still have to be cautious in some aspect that they are going to be decent side with a lot of very talented players that you don't want to get the space to. But I do think overall we are more balanced, and our athletic advantage, I think athletically and physically, I think is where we'll hope to dominate. I know you can say our midfield is small, but everywhere or else around the pitch, we're quite a big team, and we've a lot of really, really good athletes in terms of McAteer, even Ferguson. I know people say, but he's really good. Even Collins. So I think there we'll try to exploit them, but I do think it's going to be tough. But I think we've shown in the past, even when we weren't in as good of a place when we beat them before. It was their last game before the Euro. Was it their last game before the Euros? I think it was. We snapped, or was it the 4-year unbeaten streak or something mad? But yeah, I'm confident for what we've got, that we have enough to get one over them on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. I know we're coming in there on the back of 2 draws. And it was a very experimental squad. in a sense, at the end of the season. You know, playing Luxembourg 0-0 draw. We wanted them to be a bit more experimental, of course. You were ranting away that night. Senegal at home, a good 1-1 draw against them. But then we've had 2 consecutive wins, you know, against Bulgaria in that Nations League where we stayed up. So and one of them was an away win. So, you know, and that was on the back of November where, you know, things didn't go right in Wembley, down to 10 men. So we should have confidence with that. And compared to their results, I mean, yeah, they won last time out away to Azerbaijan, but they've lost at home to Sweden. They've lost at home to Turkey and not scored in either of those games. And then they lost away in Turkey as well. But I mean, a good draw at home to Germany in November. But you know, I think we have enough in our squad, and you know, I don't. You know, I think we have to be patient as fans as well. Though it might not all work straight away, but I'm confident that he'll adapt things in the game and then, you know, tweak a few things. There's the results there as I was just going through. But you know, he might tweak a few things to adapt in game, and that's what you have to do. Obviously, adapt to the opposition and how they're going to tactically set up. But yeah, I'm wary like you though, Conor, because I think, you know, they don't have as many good players as us, but they have match winners in their squad as well. You know, they have players who can, you know, score a fantastic goal, and it could be a set piece and things. We're going to be dangerous, I'm hoping, from set pieces now. I know we joke about Robbie Brady taking everything, but he's not there now. And Ryan Manning, even that, you know, you've got two fantastic free kicks over the weekend scored by, you know, the Hungarian lad, and then which is brilliant footage, isn't it? That have you seen the ref cam footage of that? That's
it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's different class.
Brilliant. Yeah. And then you've got, you know, Ryan Manning as well. And I was talking about that the other day. So few of players now in the Premier League or score those types of goals now. So I like that. It's a bit old school. But yeah, I'm confident. I am confident, and I think, but you know, as fans, we have to be a bit patient and trust that he's going to set it up right. But I think as well, key for us as well, off the bench, that squad. I know Heim has said in the past, whatever lineup he goes with, it's like for like, but that's not a bad thing in a way. That, you know, I think we've got game changers off the bench as well. You know, players who are desperate to make an impact in this game. In this,
we'll have. For the reality is, we'll probably have Ogbene coming off the bench, which is a real game changer.
Yeah,
we'll have one of Smodics and Johnson coming off the bench, because I think with the way he'll set up that 4-4-2, what goes into the 4-3-2-1, as that, I think Azaz will be as that right 10, and I think it'll be between Smodics and Johnson as the left sided, and it's just who he decides to go. Maybe Smodics because he's more defensively disciplined. I think he might be thinking wise. So like, you could have Johnson or Bennett come off the bench, which is really, really exciting and threatening. It's not just exciting. They're not just players that get you excited. They can do a lot of damage. You'd hope that maybe Boston Nawal could be an option off the bench in terms of midfield, because he's something completely different to what we have in midfield. Dave seems to think he's some sort of midfield destroyer that goes around because he's big and breaks people up. That's not really what he is. He's just like, just technically he's just so slick on the ball, and for his size, he's unbelievable. But obviously, his tackling is outstanding. But it's not that he's like Kante. I think Dave thinks he's like Kante, that he runs around and just nips the ball off everyone. He's not that sort of player. But yeah, and we obviously, the biggest thing we have, Martin, we are such a threat from set pieces. Yeah. We haven't scored one on our height. Other than that, Liam Scales won it in Finland. I don't believe we've scored a set piece. We haven't scored from a corner, but definitely. But I do think we have a lot of threat. Especially, I think he will go with Doherty over O'Brien from the start, but he does tend to switch them two after 70 minutes or so. And like that will be, you could have Doherty, you could have O'Brien, Collins, and O'Shea from set pieces, which is very, very is massive. And you have Evan Ferguson as well from set pieces, because he's just big, like, and when Ida comes on, he'll be a threat from set pieces. So I do think set pieces are somewhere we will have to try and get one over them, because they're not going to be huge. Obviously, no team is small in modern football, but they're not going to be with giants like Jake O'Brien on their side.
And you'd hope as well that, like, you know, you've seen the lads doing their kind of pre-activation stuff, as I said today, but you know, in training, they're not running themselves ragged now. The fitness stuff's done with their clubs. This is more tactical things, and that's what training's not. It's just quick and sharp, isn't it? It's keeping them on their toes, keeping them active.
Today's in particular would have been A lot of players, like even people saying about Killian Phillips. Killian Phillips would have only done like activation work today and training, and would have done small, tiny. I don't know if he would have done any really training now, because the reality is, even if he wasn't got injured because he had a match yesterday, it would have been a recovery day. So he just would have been doing recovery work anyway. So that's probably what he done today anyway. So it's probably tomorrow when we'll maybe know what Phillips and such. But continue on.
Yeah, no, I just think, it's key, this tactical stuff now. This, you'd hope, like, some of the coaches are, they're tasked with that, aren't they? Set pieces, let's work on it. We've seen them try and do that in the past, and I think, that's what they've got to be working on now. So, but we should be a threat from them. We should be scoring from a lot more, definitely. So, yeah, it's going to be brilliant ahead of the game, and looking forward to traveling over now and having lots of content this week. So, if you're new to the show, make sure you have subscribed. That's where you get the notifications of what's coming up. Follow us on all our social media as well. And if you do want to support the pod even further, do subscribe to Lansdowne Plus, the Raw Plus, and that's the link how to do that is obviously in the show notes there. But you've got 10 minutes, and if you do so, in 10 minutes, the next 10 minutes, you'll be entered into the draw to win the Evan Ferguson shirt. So, which is a lovely kind of shirt actually as well, and celebrating a player who we hope is going to do very well in Serie A this year. We are following our players all over Europe where they're playing. We've had a few international moves again today, and obviously you, Conor, I know you want to endear yourself to the Italian people because you upset a few of them today, didn't you?
Oh, I did. Or even Irish people. There was Irish people were giving out to me, like. Yeah.
Why was
that? I
say
why?
Yeah, go into it, because you're going to chat about the under-17s and then under-19s later on, aren't you? And
yeah, it was me speaking about academy football in Italy, because a very talented Irish young footballer, Nasrazi, who signed for Como last year for initial fee, which was 450k, has left the club by mutual consent after a year. I believe it's just he wasn't enjoying Italy, and he didn't like the culture and stuff there. But what I have heard from not hundreds, but a lot of people involved in football, no academy football to a T, that have players that go around the world when if they're sending players around. Italy would be the last place they would ever send any footballer. The only academies in Italy I've ever heard positive things is of Atalanta and Juventus. None of the other ones are of good standard. The coaching in Italy is subpar. The facilities are dreadful. And most importantly, there's no pathway to a first team in Italy. There's absolutely no pathway to a first team in Italy. You have no chance. The only Irish player I've seen go out there and actually do well so far is Senan Mullen, but he hasn't as such made it yet. He's played pre-season with Torino, and he's gone and owned the Serie B, and he hasn't featured yet. But I think he will do well. But like, he's not. He won't play for Torino's first team, or so. Like, it's just what's going on in Italy. It's just a graveyard for talent at the moment. Not just Irish players. People seem to think I was just referring to Irish players. They're like, oh, it's just Irish players. I mean, footballers in general. It's an awful country to go to. There's nothing if you want to go progress to be a full-time footballer there. It's where dreams die really at the moment, because everything is just not comparable to other countries, and you can see why. I know they won. What was it? 2020. They won actually it was 2021. They won the 2020 Euro, which was fair enough. But they haven't qualified for World Cup since 2014. They've started poorly in the World Cup group. There's the lack of, like, you'd say, really outstanding young Italian players coming through at the moment, as is at an all-time low, and it's because the academy setup there is non-existent. They just rather bring in money, spend the money on players, bring them in, and rather not develop their own. When they bring lads in from abroad, they're kind of just cast aside as well. There is that sort of thing. We want to develop the Italians first, but because the academy setup there is so poor, it's just an awful place for young lads to go. I think it will change eventually, because there's no way they can keep going at the rate they're going and expect things to improve. So yeah, the young players just aren't like it. And you're a young player in Italy when you're 25, 26. You're not a young player. You're just not even seen as looked at first in football. And the amount of young, I could get a list here of 10, 15 young Irish players that have gone to Italy over the last 3-4 years, and you'd say not even improved as a player, or not gone to the next level. People are saying about breaking through the first team football. That's not even it. People are saying about it didn't happen in England. But a lot of the lads in England, they've still developed a very good career for themselves in England. A lot of lads that go to Italy really, really struggle where to go next. And because they don't give you any first team opportunities in any aspect, it's very hard to even get a move, because clubs these days, if you're 21 or 22 or even 20 with zero first team minutes played at all, you're going to really struggle to get a club at any level, no matter how talented you are. So yeah, people from Irish side didn't like to hear that, and people from the Italian side like to hear, but it is the reality. Italian football needs to improve big time, and it's the reason why they're struggling at national level, at senior and underage level. And it is, I would make a very valid point that for any young Irish player, they would be better off staying in Ireland, developing at home and in a culture that they're really comfortable in, rather than going off to, unless maybe Juventus and Atalanta are the only ones I've heard positive reviews about. You know, there's a lot of good players have come out of Atalanta in recent years, but every other academy, like even when you think with the Roma where Kevin Zeffi is, Fresnone where Justin Friese was, Torino where Stan and Mullen is, John Ryan was at Sassuolo, and Ed Janet and Darren Adewale were at Lecce, where Corey and Daba is now, but he's not played as yet. And like, I can't think of one young player that's come out of them academies in the last 5-6 years that have gone to be regular top level players, which is just a sad reality of where Italian football is at the moment. I just think Irish lads need to avoid it.
Yep. Okay. Well, there's your warning. And Rip Tracker knows best, and that's spitting facts there, I think. Well done, Conor. Upsetting our Italian viewers. And wait now till we get Italy in the playoff for the World Cup, because they haven't had a great start up there. I think they lost to Romania today, first game. Or did they draw? I'm not sure, but they'll be up there or thereabouts, of course, won't they? Right. Whoa, should we come on?
Transfer news.
Well.
Transfer news. Transfer news.
Yeah.
Because
do you want transfer news? I was going to. Yeah.
This your family, but you go on, introduce the transfer news, and I'll start.
Okay, so transfer news. Obviously, the window closed a few hours ago. There are still deals being done and coming through. And this famous, what was it? Putting up a few. What was it? You putting in your sheets or the papers or something like that? They've been talking about. But yeah, lots of transfer news today. Obviously the window's closed 7 o'clock as well, a bit earlier than usual, and that's why it's kind of dragging on a little bit. But yeah, I'm watching Sky Sports News in the background here, watching the yellow ticker bar go forward, and yeah, seeing different deals being confirmed. But bit of interest, thankfully, of our Irish interest, and this one was confirmed today. Adam Ida has left Celtic and joined Swansea City. What do you think of that, Conor? I think it's a great move for him.
Yeah, great move. 6 million, so they've invested a decent amount of money in him. He'd played under Alan Sheehan, of course, and Darren Deal, who was at Celtic with him, but I don't know, he was team manager, I believe, but he would have been in the building. So yeah, great move for Adam. I think it'll a great refresh, not near the same pressure that what you have as a Celtic. It'll let him enjoy his football again. They'll probably build the team around him as such. He'll be that main man up front, which he never was at Celtic. So yeah, I'm delighted he's got that move over the line, because he's a really talented player, and I think he just needs to be loved at a football club rather than just another option as a number 9, if you get me.
Yep, no, I think all the very best of luck to him, because I think, you know, it sickens me, to be honest, how Celtic fans treat Irish players, especially the pressure they're on. We've had Duffy have it. You know, Liam Scales as well. Apparently, I didn't watch the old firm the other day, but it was 0-0. Seems a bit on paper when I'm reading that, it seems a bit of a drab affair. But I've seen stuff on Twitter saying, you know, if Liam Scales hadn't have been there, you know, he put in some great blocks or tackles, or whatever. But you know, he gets absolutely hammered by Celtic fans. Don't know what the expectation is, to be honest. But yep. So yeah, it's
great move.
It's a strange one. It's a great move for him. I'm delighted he got out of there and hopefully kicks on now. A little bit of a disappointing one, this one for me though. Obafemi, he's also got a move. Where's he gone?
Bochum, VfL Bochum. I actually quite like to move away from England, maybe away from distractions mainly, because he can get probably gets distracted quite easily. Not in a negative way, but he's just a distracted person. So maybe away from the glitz and the glamour of playing in England. I think, as we all know, as I've said to many, if Obafemi makes nothing of his career at this stage, he is the biggest waste of talent in Irish football. I think it's simple as that, because I think he's an outstanding talent. He has it all to be a Premier League. He should, at this stage of his career, with the talent he has, he should be a Premier League player. And the reality is, he's nowhere near it at all, which is a sad indictment. When I think 4 years ago he scored that goal against Scotland, he shown his magic for Swansea when he went through that unbelievable patch for them, and he just hasn't kicked on since. He kind of forced his way out to Burnley, there's always questions over his attitude. Maybe his concentration is probably the worry more with people. But I think going down, Bochum got relegated from the Bundesliga last season, so they're obviously going to see to go back up promotion. There's obviously a lot of good teams in Bundesliga too this year. If you have Schalke's in it, Cologne's in it, obviously Bochum's in it, so it'll be a decent standard. I think it is comparable to Championship, and people are saying is it worse than Championship? I think it's very comparable to it, and I do think he will do well there. And if he scores goals, he can be right back to the Ireland picture, because like the lads that would have been on standby for aren't scoring goals, and Obafemi's shown he is a goal scorer. So yeah, and he's all talent. I know Stephen Kenny absolutely thought he was an outstanding player and just needed everything to click, and he would have been a top player. So yeah, hopefully this is the turnaround of Michael Obafemi's career. But we don't want to. If someone asked me to put money on it right now, I wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah, like a really likable guy. I met him a few times. Positive around the squad. I think just absolutely buzzing at being involved in Ireland, but just obviously the distractions. And then, is there a case of thinking you're better than what you were or what you are? And, I just think back to that amazing goal he got against Scotland. And then I think he was injured afterwards. And, I don't know. I mean, he's 25, so it's not last chance saloon. He will, but I don't want him to be a journeyman just going around clubs and stuff. And it might kickstart his career here again. And, go and score loads of goals there, and then you'll be on the radar of, a championship or, championship team, perhaps Division 1 team who need a goal scorer come January. It's not a bad move. Like you said, coming away from kind of perhaps a pressure environment, but he's well down the pecking order now with the Ireland strikers, and that's disappointing. And I know that's a mix of injuries as well, but I'd say as well, career choices, but has always been fine around Ireland fans and stuff. And, maybe distractions off the pitch don't help, and that just shows you the fine margins of it.
It's not just about getting to it could be going to a Bundesliga club more important.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Of course,
that'd be obviously way better than Championship, and it could be even if he stays for the year and they get promoted and he's their main man up front. There's no reason for him to leave. I know it's a season-long loan with no option, which shows where he's at really as a player. And the reality, I think he is out of contract next summer, Burnley, so he will need to show where he's at. But I'm delighted that he's got this move and it's finally done in time, because I was worried they weren't going to get a move, and we were talking about Obafemi's just stuck Burnley for the year without any football. At least put some back in Irish picture, such that if he does well, he will be under consideration.
Yeah, and contractually again, if he's kind of getting out of that in a sense, going there, and there's not a clause to buy. I mean, this is a strange thing with this transfer window. It's clauses with have to buy, and that's just basically that's just the mess that football is as a business. That there's these, you're just throwing it. It's like having an overdraft. Basically, you're committing to buying that player at that money then. And it's just all moving money in the background, basically, all this stuff now. It's so frustrating because I think it can't be sustainable. It's just going to go pop. I can't get it in my head. There'll be cleverer people than me trying to analyze this from a business perspective. But, they're just all these incredible deals. How clubs can afford to lose, like Man United, for example, today, losing like 300 million over like 3 years of different players, and the value is just dropping. Crazy. Anyway, other transfer news. We got.
Do you want the bonus just broke there a couple of minutes ago, because it refers to you in particular?
Go on. Yeah, go on.
Cousin Will.
Oh, I didn't see this.
He has signed for.
Just going to check the family WhatsApp. Hang on.
Go on. You have 3 seconds to guess.
Sheffield United.
No, wrong. Millwall.
Oh, is he on
Millwall on a season-long loan, who have started the season quite well. I know they lost at the weekend, but they've started the season quite well overall. He will be joining Adam O'Mac there and Danny McNamara at Millwall. So it'll be good to see him go in there. Hopefully he does well. He's a very talented player. Obviously, just wasn't, his time at Southampton was done. It looked like he was going to go to Wrexham, but I think Millwall probably better. I know Wrexham actually beat them at the Den at the weekend, but it'll probably suit his style of football better. Millwall are an improving side. They're a club that's getting to that next level, and we've seen how highly David Ford speaks of the club. So it'll be good to see Cousin Will go there. And he's got a full head of hair again.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, if you look at the
He's
photo of him,
not stressed now with the old. He had alopecia, didn't he? And
yeah,
very brave actually speaking up about that. But look, yeah, I'm delighted for that. Yeah, fantastic move for him. Because again, he needs to this age now, this time, he needs to kind of. He was, we were calling for him to be starting in Ireland teams recently when he was in the squad, saying yeah, he's got to start. Like he was picked in loads of our teams, and now he's out of it. He needs to go back in and really kick on there again. So yes, that's not a bad move for him down in London. We might have to take in a visit down there. It's a bit too. The only problem is it's a little bit too close to Dave, where Dave lives in London. That's my only worry about that.
too
But,
English for my liking.
yeah, I mean, it's a funny one, isn't it? I saw James McLean winding up the Millwall fans the other day for Wrexham, and a few social media posts as well. I mean, it's a brave move from Cousin Will as well. I mean, we spoke about David Ford, and again, just have a look back on the archives. Fantastic interview we had with David Ford on there when we were up in the studio with him. Brilliant insight into his book, which I'm just going to point out there, being the one. If anyone does want a copy of that, just do DM us, give us a comment, and we can sort out a copy of that. I think they're 20 quid we're going to sell them for, but it's a signed copy as well. But fantastic read. But he did say you had to have a very strong mentality to make it a Millwall. But I'm sure he'll be there. I'm giving him a warm welcome, and he'll know him from Ireland squads as well. So that's quite a nice move, I think, from Cousin Will. The other one, we've got a couple of other ones as well. Alan Brown, I've seen he's on the move.
Middlesbrough season-long loan. Good. I think it's a good move for him, to be honest with you. He had to get out of Sunderland. He wasn't going to play. The reality is he's still going to be on Premier League wages because he's on loan. So I'm happy for him. I mean, it's probably a bit disappointing for him, though, in an aspect that he got promoted to the Premier League and he's not going to be a part of it, which is always it's never good for a lad, is it, though, for that to happen. But yeah, I'm glad he's got that move done. And it's not a surprise he got the move over and done with because he's a good player, but like
good
championship
player,
is
senior pro.
Championship is his level as such at this moment in time anyway. So yeah,
he'll be a good senior pro as well around the club, and that kind of experience as well is so important now. These clubs, especially when you come into the latter kind of part of your career. Another move though, a player who's moved quite a bit now in his career, to be honest. Mark McGuinness. He's just joined Sheffield United. From Luton.
Great move.
Fee, but a great move for him. Yeah, fantastic.
Great move from. I think it's a bad move for Luton because they're losing a very good player and one of their best centre halves, but they're actually quite solid there with Anderson and Mengi anyway. But yeah, it's quite disappointing really for Luton, but massive signing for Sheffield United. Obviously, we'll talk about Chio in there as well, but yeah, he's a really growing Irish contingent there. Obviously, with them too, Tom Cannon. I think Sam Curtis actually hasn't got a loan move. That's really disappointing. I never even thought of that. That's really, really disappointing. Sam Curtis hasn't gone out alone.
So we was watching Jim White in that live action here.
Keep up with it all. I'm guessing maybe he's in the first team plans in some aspect that they're keeping. Maybe he's like backup right back, but I don't get that now. But yeah, obviously Sam Curtis there. Tom Cannon, Louis Barry, yeah. So yeah, he's an excellent defender. And the thing is, Martin, he was out of the Ireland picture completely whilst being at Luton. He's not going to get called in a centre half playing League One when our centre halves are all Premier League players. So yeah, it's the level he needs to be at. People are talking about Sheffield United being they've lost all their games, but yeah, I think with the likes of him coming in, Chio coming in, and they already have a really good squad, so I wouldn't be too worried. I don't even think Gustavo Hamer's left the club, who's their best player, probably the best player in the Championship. So I don't know if anyone can say in the comments. I don't think he's left, has he? Which is crazy to think that they've managed to keep hold of him. So yeah, I think they'll turn it around massively. But yeah, we probably talk about Chio now, or you give your opinion on McGuinness.
McGuinness happy for that. I mean, I see I remember going down to see Wales in lockdown. Him and Babadelli were next to each other in that team. Conor Noss actually played in that game. Afolabi, I think Afolabi was up top. Very talented kind of team that day actually. But yeah, you could really see the two of them talked a lot. They were most vocal, which you expect from your centre backs, of course. And it's interesting to see they've had lots of transfer moves since. And a few injuries as well. But like Mark McGuinness, let's not forget he started in November in Wembley and stuff. And he must have some great promise. And I think it's a clever move from him if he's probably been told, hasn't he? You've got to be in the Championship to be considered.
Yeah. And the thing is, he was when he was coming through with Ireland, even under 2011, he was a lot higher thought of than Jake O'Brien was. But you would have thought he would go on to be a Premier League centre half at this level at such a young age. You would say it would be McGuinness and not O'Brien, which is fairness is a credit to Jake O'Brien the way he's turned out. But yeah, he's so highly thought of, and he's not a championship player, or he's not a League One player. Sorry, he was actually really, really good for Luton last season. He was probably their player of the year as such, and he was like a brick at the back, and it was just they were just so far off it that they couldn't make up the thing. And pity maybe Millie Ali hasn't got the move, but they're probably relying on him to be their main man to fire them back to the championship.
We've got a few more to go through as well, but just do get involved. Give us your comments. Let us know your views on these transfers. We want to hear, do you think they're going to be a success or not? You know, players that you were surprised didn't get a move, or you wanted to get a move and it's not happened. Let us know your thoughts, and of course, let us know your thoughts and predictions for the game coming up. Looking forward to. Are you going to the game on Saturday? If you are, make sure you join us before the match. And Slattery's the Burgers Brush, our fantastic new sponsor. It'd be great to catch up with some of the Raw faithful there, and yeah, want to get your views and keep them coming in. Conor, any other transfers of note to mention? I was just one. I don't know if you noticed. Oh yeah, before we go to Chio, Cyrus Christie, you seen him? Did you see he get a free transfer? Gone to Bolton.
Did it happen?
Yep.
Did it go through?
Yep.
Did the deal actually go through? Because I had notifications on for Bolton. I didn't see.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I might be wrong.
He's a free agent. Maybe I don't know if
free agent.
Oh, it is. Don't know. They did announce it. Sorry, I missed that earlier.
There you go.
See, yeah. Cyrus Christie. Yeah.
Tracker.
I don't know what to say, to be honest. Good move for Cyrus Christie. He was a Swansea last season. He went back to Swansea last season. Didn't play at all. But yeah, I just
fantastic central midfielder back in the day, according to Martin O'Neill, your favourite Ireland manager ever.
Yeah, great centre mid. But yeah, I'm glad he's going to move for himself because he was without a club for quite a while. But he's a good defender. He's done well for Ireland. He's done well for club level. So, yeah, I'm glad that someone like that has got to move because it's a short career and you can't just stay like that forever. But yeah, I'm hopeful that he can do well at that level. I'm just going through here to see if there's any other transfers of note that we missed. Obviously, Franco Uma has gone to Portsmouth on a permanent deal, which I'm quite surprised with. I had understood earlier that he was joining them on loan, and then things changed, and he's out of contract next season at Palace. And I had heard, I'm not 100% sure, that he turned out a contract with Palace at the start of this year. So maybe that's why they've sold him on, because of a year left, and I think he might move on. So yeah, John Portsmouth for 500k. He obviously wasn't picked for this 21s camp, which is probably a big reason for him getting out in a permanent deal. And the thing is, when you get to a championship club, it's very hard on loan because you can have 2 bad games and you're never getting back in. But when you go in as a young player on a permanent deal, especially when they've spent money on you like that, they're going to feel obliged to play you. And even if you go through a bad patch, you're always going to get your chance again because he signed a 5-year deal there. So he's probably thought as one that there can be future that they'll end up making good money on, really, as such. And before we get to Chio, other ones, Adam Murphy's gone to Swindon Town alone. Good loan move. Himself and Gavin Kilkenny will be a unbelievable partnership for League Two standard. Be really good. Under 21 left back Jacob Slater's gone to Harrogate on loan until January. I know he's really highly thought of Ireland, so maybe thinking from Brighton probably is to send him a note till January, recall him, or not even recall him, maybe back, and then send him to a higher tier. And then Sean Patton from Derry City has joined Reading on a 2-year deal, which is good to see. A young player, a young League of Ireland lad going over to Reading, who have a very good academy and have been known for being very good at that level, which it shall be good. It'll be a good move for Patton. He'll be with their 21s at the start, but then you'd hope that he'll eventually break into first team. But obviously we have Noel Hunt as manager, don't we? So yeah, but that was it before you talk about Chio. Yeah, we're going to come on to Chio, but this is the last call now. If you want to get into the competition to win a Roma jersey with Evan Ferguson's name on the back of it, you can have the choice of the 3 types of jersey, of course. There, we'll order it in your size, of course, but do sign up now to be a Raw Plus subscriber. Enter now in the next couple of minutes, and we'll put you into the draw, which we're going to do very, very soon. I hope you've got the list ready. Have you? Yeah, I have it up on the thing. So yeah, you have about
another job for you to do.
You have about a minute and a half, really, I would say.
And we will, and of course, we will get to your comments as well. As we love your involvement, of course, on the show, and thanks for your support again this evening.
Yeah, 50 minutes. I didn't realize we were talking for so long because we still have to go through the 21s and stuff. But
Yeah,
it's been such a busy day. I can't believe it. Enough people think the same. I didn't expect it to be this mad busy for Irish point of view in terms of the transfer window. Obviously, another big one is Josh Honohan isn't going to Lincoln. I think we're all glad of that. I seen Dan McDonald say they offered was 625k. I believe the fee is they offered for Honohan today to up their fee, but Rovers obviously rejected it. This shows how highly sought after the League One club is offering that money. But yeah, the reality is playing in Europe means so much more for Rovers, and that the money he can make them in Rovers by just having him in his team might be an extra 500k and by itself. By he could single-handedly make him that difference in games. So yeah, I'm glad he's staying. I seen that Lincoln will come back in from in January, but I think by January comes and he continues to impress and maybe makes an Ireland squad again. I don't see him going to League One team, to be honest with you. I think he'd be going to a championship, or even what we've seen with Dawson Devoy, Bundesliga 2 teams are interested rather than like League One. It's like, it's just a bit depressing, isn't it? Because you're not going to be in the Ireland squad no matter what if you're playing League One. We even seen Callum O'Dowd left League One because it wasn't good for his Ireland chances.
Yeah. And he still didn't get in.
Are you got it? He's not in. Either.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm really surprised because, as I said to you before, like Robbie Brady's injured, and you think, well, hang on, he was picked with Robbie Brady above Manning, and Manning's got in there, and then Brady's out, and you think, well, who else he really brought in? So, it's interesting. I think my honest view on O'Dowd, I think, is that he's a player who has just had it coached out of him. And I'm not comparing him at all with Jack Grealish and stuff, but Jack Grealish is just like he's a free bird now, isn't he? Everton, he can be all creative again. And even City, they just took a lot of that natural kind of skill out of him and just playing that systematic kind of football sometimes. And, it's sad. Rashford's another one I'd put in that kind of mode, that what actually brought him to everyone's attention was the bravery and willingness to take people on, and then they just stop. So I think it just, because you go into a system and you've got to be so rigid. But that would be my view on that. But back to what I'm look, here he is. This is when they announced the squad, and I think this shows you the love that Ireland have, Ireland backroom staff as well, and all the media people. And that Chio is just, I'm delighted to see him back, and he's got his move today. I was a little bit surprised by Kieran McKenna saying, we're going to look for a loan move for him, but then they did bring in Casey McAteer, so I can understand it. But I hope it's not the end for him there, because he's a really talented footballer, and I just hope he can.
The fans really like him. They're all like, "Why we get him?"
He's such a sound lad. Like he's unbelievable. Like,
but it's not even how sound he is. It's not even like the work he does for the Down syndrome community and stuff.
No, I know that.
But he's just a really, really good player. Like, and he offers so much to a team, and can understand why, because they might think, well, he's not going to. They have Casey as their number one on the right, and they have other options on the wing. So maybe they think that they're alike. That maybe if they do well this season and they get promoted, but Chio's playing every week with Sheffield United and he's doing really well, they can add him back in the squad next season rather than playing him here or there this season, and you don't really know what level he really is as such because he's not playing every week. But yeah, I'm glad. I think he will do well there. People are saying, oh my God, it's such a terrible move going to Sheffield United, but like, calm down. It's 4 games. I know they lost all 4, which is a terrible start, but they have a really talented squad. 1 win and they're back in the win column. Once 1 win comes, the second win comes, and for matter of time, they'll already be sitting in the playoff spots, and this big hoo-ha about Sheffield United will be over and done with because they have too much talent not to succeed.
Yeah, they're a massive club as well, fantastic fan base, and there's a lot of Irish players there, so it's going to be really, it's great now. Yeah, I think I was saying they're a little bit like Preston were a few years ago. We had a lot of Ireland players there. And now it's like Sheffield United. We always did as well. We had obviously John Egan there in the past, and the lads have, they obviously speak to each other as well. I think it's a great move. Yeah, of course, King did see. But we also had, it was interesting, that he was released from the Ireland squad, wasn't he, just to go and sort out the move and had the medical and all that kind of thing. So, that again just shows you in preparation for this massive week in Irish football. A massive weekend ahead, and then obviously the trip to Yerevan. This is a little bit of a distraction, but not too much in a sense, because they know the window's closed now. I mean, even international managers must be thinking, thankfully that's done, and now you're in, and you're with us now, and this is where the real work will happen this week now. So they can kind of perhaps skip today, where they're just kind of in recovery mode and things like that, and then building up to the game. So yeah, best of luck to Chio, because fantastic lad, and I hope he does well. He's going to be a key player for us.
Yeah. Will we do our draw now? I will.
Let's go with a draw. Here we go.
Yeah, right. I'll share my screen. So obviously, the winner is getting an Evan Ferguson jersey of their choice, whatever jersey they want. Especially there's a few names, like I'm sure you can see, Martin. There's a few names in there that don't go by their, like someone has SCC 92. And stuff. So you'd have to contact us if you win. But so spin the wheel, whoever lands on gets that. And it'll be the first of many giveaways we do on the Roar Plus for Roar Plus members. So yeah, I will spin it now. Martin, tell me when to spin it.
Go then. Here we go. So the winner is...
No way.
Is that it?
My what? Oh my god!
No.
This is oh my god!
Jesus,
this is rigged. This is rigged. I have to get a picture of that. Oh my god!
There we go.
So Rep Tracker's mother.
Rep Tracker's mum wins it. I mean, this is Father Ted stuff.
Robert Tracker's mother's one. I knew that was going to happen. I was going to say what to do with it. But congratulations to my mother on winning the Roma jersey. Nah, but
get your comments in now. Fair play. You can see it was all random.
Yeah, it's fairness. If my mother signed up to Roar Plus, so she's in it. But as Jason said, she's going to say, no, we will. I'll say it to the mother. Hopefully, she'll say, you can take it. But no, we will still pay for it. Even my little brother might take it either. So it's not going to be in the world.
Oh my god!
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to stay.
Brilliant.
My mother. But that's funny.
No, well done, Rita. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's the first draw, of course. Lansdowne. Well, she's paid her money and she's supporting the pod, and that's what we've been advertising last month. So fair play, and thank you for your support. Of course, if you are a member of Raw Plus, we've got lots of content coming for you as well. The State of Play, which is where we give our take on the beautiful game. We've had a bit of a chat already today about the transfer window and who we think is going to be a success in all these big money transfers that have happened and been confirmed just before the window obviously closed. And we've also recorded recently, myself and Dave, really interesting one, Raw Retro, which was about the 1988 Ireland squad picked by Jack Charlton. Brilliant. I mean, the chat we had on that was very good, very interesting. And again, I really love doing them, looking back at that, because I like looking back in hindsight at all these old things that happen, and obviously you can judge players now, but even at the time, incredible when Jack made some big calls at that. So that's the kind of thing you get on Raw Plus, and also you have an opportunity to enter a raffle, which we won't see this Roma jersey in person on Saturday, but well done is what I'll say. it's
I don't know if I get it. It'll probably my brother will probably get it, so I won't even benefit out of it.
Be worn on a show soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. What else? We've got to go on to. We'll get onto your comments, of course. Keep them coming in. We're just going to get a quick roundup on, because Ireland are obviously in action in the under-21s, which I think you said to me the under-21s they've been confirmed that those games are on TV.
RTE. I believe they're on RTE, the news channel. It's not on RTE.
Right, yeah.
Like it's on the news channel and on obviously the iPlayer. So that's been confirmed. And just a reminder, this is the squad. There's been no hint of any lads out injured or anything, which is obviously a good sign. Obviously, you have unfortunately none of the keepers are playing first team football regularly, so it'll be interesting what way he goes with it, because Janai he's at number 3 at Stade Brest, Aaron Maguire is with the 21s at Spurs, and Andrew Wogan is at Stockport. He was second choice to end the season there, but then he went on emergency loan to Chester for 7 days, so I don't know, maybe he might go back to National League. Obviously you have Abankwah, Devaney, Grehan, Murphy, Akagbu, Slater and Turley. First team footballers, Abankwah, Grehan, who hasn't actually been playing that much, is going to Doncaster, Akagbu, and Slater. Alex Murphy hasn't got a loan, I don't believe, actually, either, which is, I know some moves are still coming through at the moment, but like, I don't know what's a situation that he's not got a loan. I'm surprised, whereas why is it gone very quiet with some of these loans? It's very strange. Maybe they're Newcastle want to keep him because he is very close to the first team as such. But it's strange. It's gone very quiet. I don't get it. Which is a bit odd. Yeah, and then obviously Romeo Akachukwu, Jadakiki, Darius Lupicic, Cal McCarthy, Jimmy Mullins, Adam Murphy, Harry Vaughan. The new ones playing first team football there is Kiki, Lupicic, McCarthy, and Murphy, really. And actually, Jimmy Mullins. The one there's actually not playing first team football, or the only two is Harry Vaughan, Romeo Akachukwu. I'm surprised Harry Vaughan's actually not gone on loan today because he's been on the bench for Hull, but he's not played at all. And he's a very talented footballer. He just needs that right club that'll develop him. And Romeo, obviously, he's very highly thought of at Southampton. So he's probably seen as one that could possibly break through by the end of the season. And obviously, you have the forwards of Cian Dillon, Trent Conor-Doherty, Melia, Noonan, O'Mahony, and Vata. I think it's quite disappointing that Trent Conor-Doherty's not gone on loan, Martin. I thought he would be ready to go out on loan because he's not really up 21s anymore. Like he spent the whole last season or 21s and he's ready for probably for that next level. So it's quite disappointing that Trent's not gone out on loan. And it's not great really for his under 21s chances in the long term because as other lads start to get first team football, like even if like, because I know Zeffy's not left there, but I know if I wouldn't be surprised if like Roma terminated his contract like with Nadrazi and then he won't join the club on a free transfer, like because that could bring him back in a situation. Ike Razi, who's in with the 19s, start playing first team football again. Aaron Shaw Maloney as well. Franco Uma will probably come back in now in camp because he'll be playing for Portsmouth regularly. So yeah, so players like that on the wing need to be playing first team football, so it's not great for his chances. But yeah, 21's Thursday against Moldova, 5 o'clock Irish time, and then it's Andorra in Tala next Thursday, which would be we're giving away. Can I say it? We're giving away.
Yeah, you can.
We'll be giving away We're going to be giving away 4 tickets for that game in Tala next Tuesday, which is a 7:30 kickoff, I believe. Because like the senior game's at 5, and then that's a 7:30. So yeah, it'll be a really exciting game because we expected to probably beat Armenia and maybe a wee bit comfortably. So it'll be quite enjoyable game really to watch, seeing some of these lads at their best. And I think Rocco's only 1 off or 2 off breaking the all-time record goal scoring for Ireland 21. So it could be the camp that Rocco breaks this record. So yeah, which will be quite interesting because he's obviously a top player, and I don't we'll see him in the 21s maybe again after this camp because he could start kicking on really with Watford, and then we'll see him at his best.
Yep.
So
okay,
yeah,
we'll have details, of course, that turn your notifications, follow us on all our social media platforms, and of course on subscribe to the channel, because that competition for the 4 tickets for Tala next week we'll communicate how we're going to do that to everybody on that. That'll be open to everybody.
He's second. He's 1 off. Do you know who's first?
Oh well, Parrot.
No, he's on 7. He's a current Ireland international, and he's over the age of 30.
Oh jeez. No, go on.
Robbie Brady scored 7 in 11 appearances.
Yeah.
Rocco scored. Funny enough, Rocco scored 6, hasn't he? And 6 of them have all come against San Marino.
Jesus.
He scored a hat trick in both games, didn't it? Or did he score a trick and scored? Yeah. But go on, Martin. Give us who else is in there. Who else is in the top 10? Give us
for the under 21s.
Yeah, go on.
From the current, Evan won't be, will he?
No.
Is it? No, because Parrot, Ida.
Parrot, no. Ida's in there.
Adam Ida. Matt Doherty.
No.
I know Matt Doherty didn't play under 21s, really, did he?
Think attackers.
Attackers.
Recent.
Did Chio play much?
No, I don't think he ever played the 21s level.
No, didn't, did he?
Come on, recent attack
squads. Come on, let me have a look at the squads.
Who was in the last 21s group? 2 of the names aren't.
Armstrong.
Yeah, he's in it. He scored 5.
Yeah,
he scored 5.
And the striker, I can't see. Go on.
He's on striker. Andrew Moore in it. He scored 5 as well.
Oh, Andrew Moore. Look, you're putting people on in the squad. I can't remember.
Reece Grego Cox is in it. Ian O'Brien. Mark Kennedy. Andy Keogh. And Stephen Elliott. Actually, I didn't realize Andy Keogh is still playing.
Is he?
He's playing for Diana White Eagles SC. I think they're in Serbia.
Brilliant. Jeez.
I thought what did he just Andy Q?
Oh, I don't know. He must be.
Oh, they're in Australia. They're semi-pro based in Perth.
Oh yeah, he's having the time of his life over there.
Yeah, he's probably just getting paid handy money to.
He's 39.
Yeah,
Jeez, still flying it. There you go.
He's having the laugh.
You can do it. Yeah, he's living the life.
Yeah, but
right.
That's interesting to distract us from that. But yeah, we actually go through the 19s and 17s quickly.
Right, we're gonna flick through the 19s and 17s quickly, and then we'll get onto your.
Just because there's a few new names in there.
Here's the under 19s for Ireland. Then here we go.
Keepers Mark Gill at Celtic. First call up for Patricio Schroeder at Gimnisa in Argentina. If anyone actually remembers, I actually interviewed him this time last year for a piece that was in the Irish Daily Mail, and it was when Irish fans really became aware who he is. Really talented goalkeeper based in Argentina. I think he'd probably be the first Argentinian-born player to play for Ireland, which is good to see. I think he's been on there for quite a while. I think this is a good opportunity. Another new call-up for William Burrell at Birmingham City. Actually, a new name to me. I wasn't aware of him before. So it'll be interesting to watch him. Taylor McCarthy at Shelbourne has been present since under 15, really. Rafe McCormick or Raf McCormick, I don't know how you pronounce it, but he's played for Man United under 18s. He's a really good, highly thought of player. Harry McGlinchey, who won under 18 player of the year last year, really good left back at Chelsea. Raymond O'Four, who was on trial at Newcastle recently, and I would be surprised if Newcastle actually don't try and sign him. He's really highly thought of. James Roche as well at Shell is another high rated centre half. Oliver, I don't know how you pronounce the second Martin. Tevenin. Man City, another left back, very highly thought of as well. He was in that under 19 camp last year, which was like a behind closed door match against Leicester, and I believe he's impressed. And then midfielders, Adam Brennan at UCD. He's had an excellent start the season's already over, but he's been very, very good for UCD. He's scored a lot of key goals, scored the weekend as well. Alain Kinzenga at Bray. He's actually very highly of people I know speaks very well. He plays a lot at right back for Bray. He's a very good player. Alfie Linsky at Aston Villa. I think he scored for their 21s last week. Another midfielder, Jay McAvoy at Man United, no relation of mine, but is a player actually that I got in contact with the FAI 3 years ago when he was first under 15s at contact. Very good player, very young still, but he himself and a few others are actually eligible for the 17s, but there was a few that didn't make the 17 squad, so then they came under considerations for the 19s and they were selected for that. Because actually, just to segue away from a bit of the under 19s this year around have it's going to be very tough for them, because the World Cup is taking priority, and whilst the under 19 qualifiers are on for the initial round is when the World Cup is on. So the likes of Jade Numa, Rory Finner and Michael Noonan will be away at the World Cup, and they won't be able to play for the 19s in the qualifiers, so they're going to miss a lot of key players. So yeah, that's going to be a loss for them. Also, Matthew Moore, very good player at Hoffenheim, excellent young midfielder in there. Joe Sheridan at Cliftonville, the only player based in the north to called up. Actually, a player I'm very excited about here, Agbola Oluwabi, whatever his second name is. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his second name, but I've watched him a couple of times for Wexford, and he's really, really impressive. Really good player. I think he's going to be one very exciting winger. And then the other forwards, Matthew Murray, Cork City, was excellent, scored from the weekend, got man of the match, so he's in really good form. Ike Arazi, I think everyone knows how much I rate Ike Arazi. I would personally have him in the 21s, but he's probably not playing first team football. That's probably why. And he's still eligible for the 19s. Top talent. Shea Reid, he's first call up for Ireland for play. It was at Cliftonville, was doing very well at Cliftonville, and signed for Preston only a couple of weeks ago, so he's meant to be a very good goal scorer. I haven't seen any of them yet, but he's been very good. And Dan Ring as well at Shells. He scored 40-something goals last season for Shells, so a very highly thought of player. But it is going to be hard for the 19s this time around, because they're without most of the 08s. But I know Jay McAvoy's an 08, Rafe McCormick's an 08, so there's a few 08s in there that weren't picked for the 17s. They've got brought up to the 19s. So yeah, all very good players. So it's going to be test. They're actually going to win. And they're playing France in a doubleheader, so that's going to be a real test, because obviously France are one of the top nations in the world, but it's good that they're testing themselves against the best. And then 17, quickly go through that. I think all the names in there we all know of: George Maloney, Alec Noonan. The first call up actually for Corey Sheridan at Finn Harps, very good goalkeeper. has been playing for their first team as of late. Such a young player. So many lads actually League of Ireland. Ryan Butler's in there, Josh Cullen, Vinnie Leonard, Oisin McDonough, Josh O'Connor, Ade Slanky, Sean Spite, and then midfielders Roy Finner and Ramon Martis, Gavin McAteer, Cian McMahon Brown, Goodness Ogbonna forwards, Charles Akron Toyo, Billy Hayes, Brody Lee, Billy O'Neill, Victor Ozenvuna, Killian Tolan, and Jade Numa. Obviously, Noonan's away with the 21s. I know Finn Sherlock at Hoffenheim is injured. I think Grady McDonald at Club Bruges is injured as well. He hasn't been playing for their Club Bruges next. The 21 stream they're playing the second tier of Belgium, so I'm guessing he's out injured as would be my thought. But it's a very strong squad. A lot of League of Ireland lads. Good to see actually 3 Finn Harps lads in there, so it's good to see a League of Ireland club for like you'd say the non-Dublin teams that seem to dominate squads have quite a few new lads in there, so which is quite good. And it's a very strong squad. Looking forward. They're playing 3 games in Prague this coming week. They're playing Czech Republic, Switzerland, and Czech Republic, Switzerland, and Turkey. So that'd be good. 3 good games. Hopefully these games get streamed because they're always good watch. So yeah, hopefully. But that's the 2 under. Actually, people have been asking about Aaron Ochoa Maloney because it would have thought maybe he might have broken into 21s because he's been playing for Malaga's first team. But it seems like he just wasn't selected for that. And with the 19s, because they're not playing competitive games, the league in the second tier of the league, I think it's called the Liga 2, isn't it? Doesn't stop during international breaks, unless I think it's a bit like probably like League 1 and stuff where if you have a certain amount of internationals, your games are called off. But I'm guessing because they don't have to release Aaron because it's only friendlies. I'd say Malik have just told him, no, you're staying and you're playing with the first team here, which you can understand, being honest, when missing friendlies for competitive matches. So yeah, I'm guessing that's why that will be my understanding of what has happened there, because a few people have asked, but that's what I think has probably happened.
There you go. Fantastic roundup there, Conor, to be fair. 17 and 19s in action this week. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel, but also follow Conor at Rep Tracker, because that's incredible, the knowledge of these young lads coming through. And like you said there, Conor, we hope they are streamed because we can keep an eye on them then. And you know, the talent is there in Irish football. We can't emphasize that enough, and they just need support and getting, you know, people knowing them as well, and then they will get these moves if that's going to happen for them. But they don't necessarily have to at that age, of course, as well. You know, you're seeing lots of these players now, you know, lots of speculation about them. I mean, I think you spoke as well about Teo Dunn during the week, didn't you? That he's
Barnsley,
he's at Barnsley doing well with the under
18s.
there, under 18s. The other player, then, I mean, we've got a few little contacts at United. I want to try and find out about some of these lads coming through. But you know, JJ Gabriel, I think I've asked you about him before a few times. Interesting to follow on Twitter, isn't it? To see, you know, but he would be eligible for Ireland, isn't he? Has he played underage?
No, bit odd. There's from what I believe, the way that I don't blame this. I don't think it's FAI's fault. I think it's his father's a bit mad. But anyway, he's Abdi's, and he's, in fairness, he's probably the best 14-year-old in the world. But yeah, I wouldn't say anything really about him at the moment. I think it's too early to say whether. It's Well, yeah,
and he obviously Kai Rooney, another player. You're just seeing like high profile, obviously following, but you know, Kai Rooney as well. Obviously, must be eligible if the dad was. We need to get him involved as well.
He's not eligible. I've heard that Wayne actually wasn't eligible. Is that true? I heard that his brother went to go play for Ireland, but they couldn't find the documents that would make him eligible to play for Ireland, because it was kind of thought that maybe during that time is when a lot of people came over and back between Ireland and England that might have had the accent, but maybe was possibly born in Liverpool. But I'm sure back then that was the stage where you could fake people's, wouldn't you, and get away with it. But So I don't want to say too much about JJ Gabriel.
No.
I don't know. And
no, don't know much about it.
It's not even his real name anyway. So
I know.
It's stage name. JJ over Conor, isn't it? Mr. Real.
Yeah. Because his dad was captain by Ireland, wasn't he? In that American.
Yeah, he played twice for Ireland. Played in the League of Ireland. Played for St. Pat's, and obviously was it Joseph? No, it's not Joseph. What's his name?
It was Joe.
Joe Coral. Yeah. The thing is, he's an unbelievable player. I'm not going to deny his ability.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just, you know, we see a lot of these young players come through, and it's so difficult to make it, as we know. You know, I mean, look, even going back to Obafemi and stuff, you know, the pressure on from very young. We see Aaron Conley and the hype we have in this social media age, because we're guilty of it completely as well. You know, we're chatting about players, we're bringing you this information of who are coming through, and you know they're not all going to make it, but you know it is fantastic. It's exciting as well when you have the pub boys saying, "Oh, why'd you go and watch Ireland? They're shite. They've got no players. They're rubbish." Not the case at all. And you know, we see that now with our under 21s narrowly missing out previously. I don't want to bring that back up to you. Still got PTSD on that, haven't you, Connor? But you know, like we're on the verge now, hopefully, of a successful qualification campaign. And I just want to give you a little bit of an update from FAI kind of land, in a sense, just that, you know, tickets, if you have got tickets for the game, they are active now in your Ticketmaster account. So if you have got a season ticket, it always frustrates me as a season ticket holder that, you know, you go in, you can't do anything with the ticket, and can you see it and make sure it's the right one and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're active now. So make sure you do download them to your phone and have them in the wallet and all that stuff, and charge and ready for use on Saturday week. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. Well, Saturday this week, I mean, yeah. God, the week's flying by, isn't it? Right, we're going to come on to your comments.
If there's any transfers that have gone through that we've missed out on the last couple of hours, let us know, because it's easy to have a look.
And we will also be obviously doing lots and lots of shows this week as we look forward to the international window. And we've already had some comments in asking, are we going to be in Slattery's? And yes, we are. Slattery's are fantastic sponsors of all the home games in 2025. So really delighted to have them on board.
Probably be there because obviously myself and Dave will be going to the match a good few hours before the game to be on the ground. So yeah, I'd probably be there about 12:30 or so, I would say.
So yeah, I'll be there about 1:30.
Yeah,
so I'm flying in, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, look, be fantastic, and you know, be great to meet a load of all the Raw faithful as well. 1,800 of you watching the Stevenson show. Really do appreciate that support, and make sure you have all subscribed to the channel. Follow us on all our socials as well, and we'll let you know. And we'll be doing lots and lots of content, of course, on match day as we build up to an exciting World Cup campaign. So lots and lots of things to come. Right, we're going to get onto your comments. Good. Conor, go on.
Asking whilst we're on here, it's actually, do people want, for example, the 21s play on Thursday at 5 p.m? Did they want like a match reaction as such, that to talk about the game after as such? That's what people don't want, and they just want it spoken about in the window stuff. Or would people like individual ones for the 21s games? Because there was a lot of keen interest in it. Is that something people would be interested? Put it in the comments if you are. You might answer me that question.
Yeah, cool. Right. First one, who is actually one of our new subscribers to Raw Plus. You can still get involved in that. Even if you missed out on the shirt tonight in dubious circumstances, I jest, of course. But you can still subscribe to Raw Plus, and you get fantastic extra content there to support the pod as well. Really does make a difference to us. But that's Kim on. Welcome again. And yeah, hi lads. Hope all is well. Rory O'Connell says, how much did Mark McGuinness go to Sheffield United for? I think that was undisclosed at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, they haven't seen it because it was quite quiet.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Right. Hugo Brooks says, Hungary will be my first compatible, I say competitive match I've been to. Am I reading that wrong or not getting a joke?
I'd say it's competitive.
Competitive. Yeah, competitive match. Well, welcome, Hugo. And yeah, if you want to fancy catching up and having a chat with us, we'll be at Slattery's for the game. So yeah, do so. And yeah, enjoy the game. Welcome aboard and the Irish football family. I think there's a phrase that they didn't like using at the FAI for a while there, so I'll upset someone with there, no doubt.
Why not?
I don't like it because lots of connotations with some of the previous misdemeanors of Mr. Delaney, allegedly. You know, it was all football family and we're all this and things like that. Little reminder from ourselves, like and subscribe does make a difference to the algorithms for us. And also Nick here says still no Festi and a sad emoji. Yeah, no Festi. Martin Fitzpatrick, this is in relation to the news that Troy Parrott's missing out on this window. Sick as a parrot, he's injured. Gareth McGann says Kelleher. I don't know what that was about, but it must have been in relation to a comment we had earlier. But did have a bit of a howler over the weekend, did he? Did I catch up on that correctly?
Yeah,
did you make a mistake?
I should see it.
Yeah. Okay. Billiam Monty says Sabala's goal for Liverpool should remind us just how dangerous Hungary might be. Yeah, agree with that. And I'm not going to jinx this. I'm going to say it because I have to say it. Because if I don't, then I think, oh, I should have said it and I'd have jinxed it. This always worries me. When they have a really good player, they're the ones. Whenever we've lost 1-0, it's been the standout player has done it. When I think
or even a draw,
Alaba and things like that.
Yeah, scored that goal.
Cullen will.
Actually, just actually a point. Yes, I spelled wrong there. It has to be the worst spell of all time. The people no one can ever spell it right because it doesn't sound. It's like, how do you phonetically do it? Like, it's like Sir Boz. You just think it sounds completely different, but no one's arse learning how to spell it properly.
But he did score one, didn't he? I think he actually said, didn't he, in the press conference that I see a clip where he said, I scored a better one for Hungary recently, in games gone by. So yeah, we've got to be wary of that, and I'm sure they're going to do their research. The coaches with Ireland, of course. Another one. I don't know. I don't know if I was on, or did we break this when Stephen Reid's gone to the under-21s of England? Did we talk about that?
No, we've not spoken about that.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
Again, another highly rated coach. Yeah, okay.
I don't think what word do you bring him into Ireland? Like, what do you do?
No, I know that, but still, again, I know he was involved in the past, was he?
Has Ashley Cole left or something? Has he, or Julian Lescott?
I don't know. I've not seen that, but I'll have to look that up actually. Here goes Nick. Cullen will pocket. How did you say it? Sabuzley. Don't worry. There you go. Confidence. I like that. Baylor, crazy jump for Mark McGuinness going to Sheffield. I know he showed his talent before Luton, but moving to a promotion battling side after getting relegated is quite odd. I mean, I'm sure it was a good transfer deal for him as well. But as we said earlier, in contention now for an Ireland call-up, eventually playing the Championship, I'd expecting the Sheffield United to kind of be rejuvenated and going up the table, we hope. Here's Gerard's team for the Hungary game. Kelleher, O'Brien, O'Shea, Collins, Manning, Ogbene, Cullen, Knight, Johnson, Azaz, and Ferguson. Decent team, that, to be fair.
Yeah. Actually, just as a comment at the top, because Twitter comments seem to go to the top for some reason.
Yes, it does, yeah.
If you go up to the top...
the Iker Razzi one.
Yeah, just because in case we forget.
If Iker Razzi has not signed for any club, would St. Pat's be a great move to get first team football?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because of the style of player, the way his technically is really good. But no, I think he won't belong. He's playing regularly for Stade Reims. That's good of a player, like.
Yeah,
and he can't run anyway because he's not transfer window. Sorry, he can't. The win for League Ireland transfer window is done.
Yeah, it's all done now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Garrett said that's not the team I think will start, but it's the team I would start. So that's his team. Feel free to put your team in there if you think of who you want to see starting on Saturday. And also let us know if you're going along to the game. Gaelic edits. Sheffield will be battling the relegation now too. Plenty of Irish in there now. That's a nice positive positive spin on the number of Irish going off to Sheffield United. Nick says Sheffield United are a pile of shite this season. The Irish lads should hopefully improve them. Hopefully. So glad Ida got out of that shite league, says Nick about Celtics. Adam Ida moving to Swansea. Just chatting then. I think this is when.
The Irish lads getting relegated.
Yeah, I've heard rumours about him as well, but to me it comes across as jealous people trying to bring down a young lad who's doing well. I don't know who that's about. Is that
McGuinness? Hello.
Maybe it's
Femi.
Femi, I don't know. Let us know. AX_2. Sorry, we are a little bit. It's been a long one tonight because we've obviously brought you under 19s, under 17s, and 21s chat. We've had lots of talk obviously this evening. Oshin says, "Nah, Killer isn't like that at all. I am boys with lads who are boys with Killer, and he's a great lad." That's just, he told me yesterday Killer was fit and was joining the group. I said in the chat yesterday.
Killian Phillips is on about Killer.
Oh, right, okay. Cinema Shoots. Lads, where's Eberselli? We should definitely be bringing him in. Game-changing winner on that wing-back position. Just probably not played enough so far, has he? I mean, big question maybe that you might hear this week if you get your ass to Abbottstown, Conor. Ask that question for the Raw faithful. Baylor, with Phillips being injured, who do you see replace him in the Ireland squad? He has actually joined up. I know they're different sizes and probably playing different roles in midfield, but I would like to see Dawson Devoy in. Can you see that happening?
No, I don't think as good as Dawson have always been. I think they're just different type of midfielders. He prefers that energy to side midfielder, I think, with that.
Yeah.
So I think it would be Malumbi because it's like for like.
Yeah. Hoping he doesn't start Doherty, says Sean Bassett. Right wing back, assuming he goes 5-3-2. We need Ogbene's pace out wide right.
He won't be just on Doherty. If he's starting,
yeah.
he'll be playing as that third centre back. He won't be playing as a wing back.
Yeah.
Unless he plays left wing back, but no, it'll be
Yeah.
as the right centre back most likely.
Yeah. And Nick says, doubt Ogbene will be up to speed yet. He's still recovering from a horrible injury, hence the need for a loan. Yeah, and hope that one goes well, of course. Samuel, if Ndaba manages to pick up minutes in Serie A, would like to see him called up next time round.
Yeah, valid, yeah. It's just he hasn't played at all. I just wonder when he'll get his chance.
Okay, and Grego Lockie. Well, lads, any idea what happened with Nasrazi and Como? Some reporting he's left on a free.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, he has left, yeah. I don't know where, I don't think there's anywhere concrete where he's gone. I think it's just they've decided to mutually get rid because he wasn't happy there with the situation. So, yeah. It's funny because he actually made the bench in the Serie A earlier in the year, but there's, if anyone knows, in the Serie A, you can have like 30 players on the bench. It's mental.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if anyone actually, a good example, sorry, Martin, a good example is Ed McJanet for Lecce last season. From the first game in August until January, he was on the bench for every single game, didn't play a single minute. Like it shows, like if that was any other league across Europe, really, you're going to be playing because of you're going to be have to be used at some stage, but because of the way Serie A is, you have so many players on the bench, he just wasn't used at all.
Okay. Lost myself there. Obviously, I'm just going to throw this one up again. It's come on, who joined as a YouTube member of our Raw Plus, and thank you again for your support.
And if you don't want to be a member, just subscribe to the channel. That's all we ask.
Yep.
Cost you nothing.
Yep. And if you do want to see extra content and stuff, check back our back catalogue as well, because fantastic interviews. We've done some live shows as well, so do get those. See what we're all about. Here we go. Right. Sean Bassett, Nick. Yep, I agree with you. Really need Festi in there, so Doherty's not up to the pace if we need to counter attack. Yeah, I get the point on that, but we're not going to need to counter attack, are we? We're going to be more prominent on the front foot of this one, aren't we? You'd think?
Yeah. Well, there will be periods where they'll have the ball and stuff.
Yeah, there will
be really 50-50, like I'd say.
Yeah, I think so as well. I just want to clarify the point on that is, against Portugal, you're tactically set up that they're going to dominate the ball. You'll be, very, very defensive in a sense, and it will be the counter attack. You transition basically. So, and that's going to be your tactic, I would expect anyway. So that's where it's going to be a bit different. That's where likes of Mikey Johnson are going to be key, I think, in this World Cup qualification campaign. Is just that speed and pace. That's where really he comes into it. Harrison D. I've been very critical of Phillips in the past, but it's class that he went off injured yesterday and was straight into training the next morning. That's some commitment, isn't it?
It is. Fair play.
Yeah,
Harrison, you're an honest man. I must say, Harrison, he's no allegiance to anyone. Like, he gives credit where credit's due, and he is spot on. A lot of people haven't recognized that. Yeah, shows his love he has for the country. Fair play to Killian.
Yeah, fair play. Kim On says, would you start Knight versus Hungary? Yeah, I think he will be starting anyway. Yeah, I think it will be him and Cullen.
Yeah, I think he'll
no problem with starting. He's playing regularly, senior pro really as well. He's
Are you disappointed he didn't get a move?
I think the club captain now, isn't he, and things there, and he's probably settled. So yeah, I think that might come. He can do a year there, couldn't he, as that, and it won't have any real effect. He's going to be regularly playing, and I keep harping on about that, don't I? That if you're regularly playing, you're in the Ireland squad now. If you've been in there for a long time, unless someone has to do something exceptional to get you out of there, I think. So no, do you think he?
I'm disappointed he didn't get a move, to be honest, but I'm not shocked in the same time. But I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Okay. This is Ferenc. I don't know if this is to do with maybe a Hungarian viewer. Maybe Ferenc Varos or anything like that. 2.6 thousand sold to the away stand. No,
is it?
The away.
Couldn't be.
What?
The allocation 2.6k.
What would that be? So, Well, yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Is that how
5%?
much Ireland give? I thought it would be like 1.2 or something, or 1.5.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe not. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's spot on. But
Yeah.
To Hungary,
Well, because we've done a deal, haven't we? Well, no, we're getting 3,500 for Hungary the last game.
yeah,
Which is the one everyone will want to go to when we qualify.
But our Hungary sort of country, their national team sport is massive, like Ireland. Or
it might just be others off the back of it. I'm not sure. Do you know? Yeah.
no, actually, I'll ask.
Comment. Yeah. Oisin Fitzgerald, regular viewer of the show. Harrison, he's a proper boy, proper dub. Unlike his English chances, we play like Azaz and Mikey Johnson. Killer gets it. Let's talk about Killian Phillips. Gerard McGann says, has Heimer probably had a rough idea since Bulgaria games what his preferred shape personnel would be if he has a fully fit hand to pick from? Yeah, he should. I mean, look, he's been in the job for long enough now. I mean, look, not being bad. If results go bad, he's gone, isn't he, in November? So this is the key time. This is what he's been gearing up to. And I would just, before we come on to that, I mean, if it doesn't go well, it's just like, where are we as a association, FAI and Irish football? I mean, it'll be an all-time low, I think, if we don't qualify for this or have a very, very successful, make the playoffs at least. We have to. So, a lot of pressure on with that as well. Harrison D. Oisin, being a proper boy only gets you so far in the game. From what I've seen, Azaz has quality oozing out of his ears. I don't think Phillips could get near him on a football field. How was Finn Azaz for his debut the other day? I assume
I watched. I put it on in a certain stages. I put it on when Rocco Vata came on to see how he was doing. It wasn't really. It was Southampton winning, and they kind of Watford started to pick up the ball. He was okay. Like, he was just okay, but he was playing well for Middlesbrough, and it was a new team he was trying to bed into. So yeah, maybe he's just taking a while to adapt.
Take a bit of time, won't it? So we see the best of him, obviously, there. Dave 52, should be worried about Matt Doherty not starting. Was that for Wolves, I assume?
No, it's one game.
Yeah, I think, and he'll come in for Ireland anyway, won't he? Samuel, most young footballers don't get to play regular football until they're 23 and 24. That was just 23, 24 in Italy. That's in relation to Conor upsetting the whole nation today on Twitter with his comments. Oisin Fitzgerald, killer with crunch Azaz, bro. Killer, proper passion, and proper techie at the same time. He's way better than Azaz, bro. Killer plays for Aberdeen, and Azaz plays for Middlesbrough or something.
Killer plays for St. Mirren.
Yeah. Brilliant. It's funny. Kim On says, academy football in Italy is shite. No two ways about it. Terrible facilities as well. And then AX_2. I think it's fair to say we can now write Obafemi off. Bundesliga 2 is shocking quality. Yeah, but I mean, if he's above that, he should be scoring, shouldn't he, over there?
Yeah.
Well, Kim On also says, at day 52, I was speaking to a Wolves fan yesterday. I was told that the manager likes to rotate. It's why he didn't play versus Everton, and that's in relation to Matt Doherty. Kim On, this one for you, Conor. Where did Kevin Zeffy end up?
Nowhere. He's not going to move, so I don't know. I think he'll probably, my thinking, which I've no knowledge of at the moment, is that I think he'll probably just get released and then he'll sign for someone from there, because I don't see Roma have any reason to hold on to him. He'll probably just be released, contract terminated.
Okay, that. And we got David here. Swansea's probably a better team than Celtic. I'm delighted Ida got out of that overrated shite league. They think they're Real Madrid the way they go on. That's just obviously that's the views of David, not David Dunn. Harrison D. Oisin, I was the one once told that anyone who inserts the word bro in their sentences or any other piddle of that sort is likely to lack intelligence. I'm not surprised to see your football takes bro. Okay, we do like interaction with each other. Cracks us up. Let's keep it all country. Kean Prendergast says, only one Conor McAvoy. I mean, someone's after the Roma shirt. Yeah,
that's true.
And David says Swansea are probably a better team to sell. Oh no, we've seen that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was just about. He's added a little bit there. Them and Rangers are shite in Europe. Michael Mahoney, staying in the Sandy Mountain Hotel. I've added hotel there, but that's what he means, I assume. Saturday for the match. Anyone up for a pint and a chat for the game? Give me a message. And Michael did go on and ask us later on where we will be. We are going to obviously be having a few pints. Here we go. This is a comment. What time are you heading to Slattery's? We'll probably be in there from about 12:30. And obviously the match is 7:45. I'll be getting there about 1:30. Dave will be on his toes, edgy, before the groundsman at the Aviva Stadium at Lansdowne has even got out of bed. Because he's
Dave will be there. Dave will be there at 10:30.
Yeah.
And he'd be questioning, are we going to be late for the match?
Panicking about the routers and availability of Wi-Fi, just so he can, he has that mindset, very professional, of course, and just wants to give you the best content. And that includes obviously the pre-match build-up from inside the stadium. He'll be there with Conor once we get the team moves through, and then the aftermath as well. And they're both interactive shows where we hear from you, the Raw faithful, and give us your views in reaction, obviously, to the team news and the performance on the day. So hopefully a 3 point coming for Ireland at that game, of course. But yeah, Michael will be there. So yep, give us a shout. Check out our socials. We'll be posting as well, and DM us on at Rep Tracker or Lansdowne Raw. We'll get back to you, of course. Nick says, great move for Obafemi. Good to get out of England. David, Ida could have probably worked harder for the price tag they paid. His goal return was very good, and that's what he was there for. Don't know what they expected when he was mostly benched, and that's just in relation to him leaving Celtic, and gets got a lot of criticism. But did score a lot, scored over 20 goals last year. Scored in key games. So, I don't know what more they really do want, to be honest. Oshin Fitzgerald, you're a posh spa, Harrison. Yapping like the BBC doesn't make you clever. It just makes you sound like you're a posh bollocks. Nick, although the omission of Pesty and Cod from the squad might make players think they're better off staying in the Championship rather than moving to better teams across Europe. And then Franco, one of our subscribers to Raw Plus, he's coming over from America for the game, I know, this weekend. Very strange to me that Fessy isn't there, especially as he's starting recently.
Yeah, Franco has one problem, though. He's on the same flight as Dave to Armenia.
Oh, no.
God love him.
Yeah, that is a problem. I think Franco also entered the last man standing, didn't he? And we had a bit of news on that, didn't we, Conor?
Oh yeah, Dave's out.
only the knowledge of the pod is still there.
Yeah.
I know it's week 3, but we are the
there's
last.
Only 7. There's only 7. There's only 7 left, and 2 of them are us.
Yeah, and So look forward to that. I mean, it's International Week now, isn't it? So we don't have games this weekend to pick from. So yeah, you've got to get your act together with that now. I've got to have a look at who I'm going to pick. You've probably got some good ones left as well, though.
No, I don't. I seen you went Chelsea last weekend. I went with United. Bruno saved a good few of us in the last minute.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was thinking there was going to be 4 going out there.
There would have been only like 3 left.
Yeah. Tony in LA. Hi, lads. Obafemi just doesn't seem to give a fuck. He seems to be the most unprofessional footballer player in the UK. Great talent. Shame. I hope he turns things around. Yeah, seems a long way ago. Well, a long time ago now. I was there at his debut in Aarhus. Martin O'Neill, your favourite Ireland manager ever, put him on. So yeah, not really kicked on from there, to be honest. Not a fan of the Obafemi move, I'm being honest, says Kim on. A move to Scotland, Greece, or Portugal would be more beneficial, in my opinion. And actually, I need to chat to the boys about Festy. I don't know what the story with him is.
Tax
Finger on the pulse. Come on. Seems like Shane Duffy is staying at Norwich then. Yeah.
Yeah. Strange.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to Turkey, because I seen he was linked to Turkey. The Turkish window isn't closed yet, so maybe he might end up there.
Oh, yeah. Could happen. Yeah, there's still a few moves that could possibly happen. Kim on says they never rated Alan Brown. He isn't a Premier League level player. Even lads, what's the crack? Says League of Ireland Talk. League of Ireland's Premier podcast. Hey, lads. All right. Hope you're well. Harrison D, you're talking nonsense again, Arsheen. If you really do have connections with Irish footballers, then that would explain why we historically cannot seem to win a game of football in the current age. And John Gallagher, is it? Gallagher.
Yeah, it's Gallagher.
Yeah. Hi at League of Ireland Talk. Kieran, is he a subscriber, Kieran?
Yeah, that is.
Yep. That little symbol, yeah. One of the Raw Plus faithful. Would like to see some of the Championship players following Parrott's lead and head into the likes of the Netherlands. And Nick, too, is a supporter of the show via Raw Plus as well. Cod really should have been in the squad since Brady is injured. Yeah, I do agree with you there on Nick on that one. And Samuel, another one. When is McNulty going to get the call up?
Not yet. Probably yes. Oh, he didn't even get a move either. So yeah,
Ah,
probably he'll have to get out of the Netherlands, to be honest.
yeah. And then Tony LA, I'm delighted Josh is staying. I think a move to League One now would have been a disaster. Playing Europe is a super shop window for him.
Yep.
That's in relation to Josh Onahan. Yeah, done, been really, really good. And Heimer's seen them in action, hasn't he, a few times as well. So it's all good. This is in relation to the draw of the Roma shirt. It's rigged, says Daniel. Fuck's sakes, Jason Fitzsimmons. I thought I was going to save some money in Rome there. Mark Fitzpatrick says you're sly. Tony Lake says he came so close to winning the jersey. And then again, we followed up with Michael Mahoney.
Is Jason, you must be on my flight back from Armenia, are you? Just because I'm
going
flying
via Rome.
Yeah, I'm going through Rome on the way back to see.
You're wearing the Roma shirt. Is that what you're picking it up? Is it?
Yeah, that's why I get it.
Bring him to get it.
I'll bring because obviously Evan will be flying on my flight back. He's told me.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. But I'm gonna bring with him to get to sign it for me.
Oh dear. Yep. And just to shout out there again, Michael, just remind everybody, fantastic support we've got from Slattery's, the Beggars Bush and D4. Really looking forward to our brilliant work and relationship with them. Fantastic supporters of the show. And we'll be there, of course, on Saturday. And that is the place to go for Ireland fans before the match. All the pre-match build up there. It's a lovely little kind of environment around, you know, in the shadow of the main stand there of Lansdowne Road, and we'll be on a few pints for the game, enjoying the pre-match build-up. There'll be all the, you know, the flag men will be out there selling all their stuff as well. But really looking forward to this game. The start of a World Cup campaign, always an enjoyable evening in Dublin ahead. So, you know, no one's lost the game yet, so everyone should be in high spirits. And hopefully we get positive team news out through the squad this week as well, and that everything's going well and no excuses come Saturday. But we'll be having a few pints, so do feel free to join us up in Slattery's. Tony LA, I think they are super moves from McGuinness and Bene. Good move for Smallbone. He's a tidy footballer, but he always looks so fragile to me. Yeah, injury problems for cousin Will, but yeah, just confirmed as well that he's on his way to Millwall. We don't shirk away from any kind of violent kind of places, the Prendergasts and the Smallbones family. Say we stick together. Still very quiet in the WhatsApp group. Conor, you've got a new jersey for Armenia, says Harrison D. And Tony LA. Speaking of Millwall, Conor, how do you think Imaku is progressing?
Really good. He was the best player at the weekend. Actually, the fans thought he was the only player that played well. So yeah, he's going really well. He's getting better every game he goes by, and he's becoming a regular starter now, which is very important.
Great stuff. And then Joe says they have the Moldova game thrown on the RT News channel now. This is in relation to the under-21s. Sure, I'd say an episode of Neighbours is more important. Yeah. It's often the way, but no, it's fantastic to see they do actually screen the games, because they don't always, do they? And even during the week, they didn't have some of the Irish teams in Europe on show, but it seems to.
I think what they need to do, Martin, is people need to start a hashtag Get Rep Jacker on commentary. Get Rep Jacker on commentary
on the under-21s.
Yeah,
should happen. It should happen. Gary McGann, Brady.
Oh, it's for 21, so he's top goal score.
Oh yeah, that was the answer. Yeah. Kim On says, whatever happened to Seamus Keogh? Last I heard about him was when he signed for some small team in America.
Yeah, I think he's still playing in America with some semi-pro team or something, I think.
And Joe, Smallbone to Millwall surely rules him out of the Irish picture.
No, not at all.
Oh, it really helps him, I think. Nick Ann, Irish players mostly second rate and dropping down the divisions. No, I don't agree with that. Dean Flood was quite surprised to see McGuinness move, buzzing for it though. Yeah, I think it's a good move.
Yeah, good move from.
We'll all be following Sheffield United a little bit now, seeing how they get on. And here comes Kim On again. Crazy how Heimer went from starting McGuinness in the England game to not even calling him up again. That's probably just purely down to League One.
But even in England game was November. In March.
Yeah.
We're just how poor Luton.
Yeah. And Dean Flood, to be fair, being part of a championship relegation event isn't good ad for the lad. I think that's.
I think if Luton were competing at the top end of the championship last year, it would have been a lot better for his stock as such.
Okay. Oh, this was AX_2 said. Comment I replied to was a hate saying Phillips was throwing eggs in Jobstown.
Did someone say that? I missed that comment.
I don't think so. We must be missing this. Come on, 3-5-2. This is his team: Kelleher, O'Brien, Darragh, Collins, Ogbene, Manning, Cullen, Knight, Vinazaz, and Eder and Ferguson. So the two lads up front. I'm trying to figure out what way you're going with that. Yeah, I can see it. So you're going with who's your left kind of centre back? Left the free.
It'd be one of them, probably Collins, is it?
Yeah.
Collins, as you said, quite good at both feet, so you could play him on the left.
Downtown 123. Good to see you on the show as usual. While it's great to see Kenny in the squad, it shows how Paul Cannon, Obafemi, Armstrong, and Conley are doing. Yeah, to some extent, I suppose. Come on, I don't like Knight, but nobody else to choose from. To be fair, well, he's in the squad, isn't he? Boston, the Boston train, all aboard. Dean Flood, how do you think Uma is going to do in the championship, Conor?
Yeah, I think he'll do really well. Very exciting player. I think he'll do very well, especially with his assets. He'll suit the championship to a T, especially with a team like Portsmouth, who aren't going to dominate possession, so he can use his pace and power. So yeah, he'll do really well.
Yep, hopefully. And here's Tony and Lay's team: Kelleher, Doherty, Collins, O'Shea, Manning, Cullen, Lowell. He's on the Boston train. Casey McAteer, Ferguson, Vinazaz, and Schmodix. So yeah, very strong side that as well. Putting Boston straight in there. I don't know if that will happen, but we want to see Boston at some stage, don't we? I'm sure. AX_2 is Zephy clubless.
No, he's still under contract.
Okay. Here we go. No, we'll just go to Nick Can first. Can't see this current Irish team getting to the World Cup. Conor, we get to the World Cup?
Obviously.
Yeah, we are. And score predictions for the two games. Last question of the night or last comment of the night. Here we go, Conor. We will obviously do this in a bit more detail on why, but yeah, just basically now, Conor, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts for Saturday?
Saturday, we'll win 2-0.
2-0, and
we'll score. Just predict. We'll score early in the first half, and then when it's come the last couple of minutes with a bit of pressure on the team, Ogbene is going to hit them on the break, and Eda's going to score sweaty. And in Armenia, we'll win 2-0 again.
Okay. Nick Can has gone for Hungary to win 2-0.
What's yours?
I'm going to go for 2-0 win as well, and I think we'll win. What did you do away? I'm going to go 2-0 away.
No, I said 2-0. 2-0. Don't copy me.
We'll do a double.
No, we're not.
We are the knowledge of we've shown it with Last Man Standing, and we've both said it now. So, we do have extreme knowledge for more than Dave anyway. And Nick Can also predicts that Portugal will top the group and Hungary, I assume he's saying, they're going to be second. But no, that won't happen. Looking forward. Oh, here we go. We've got a few comments now, predictions for this thing. We'll just finish up with these very, very quickly. Daniel says 1-0 against Hungary. Johnny Kenny winner. And Nick says 2-1. Collins and Eder and Zlob for them. Very detailed. But Eder, nothing more. Nothing more than Eder's scored a goal for us because, I think he's had a pretty tough time as well. And that actually brings me back to just before we finish up, we do a fantastic partnership with Heads in the Game, which is a fantastic charity that we've been supporting this year. Obviously about mental health and things like that, and it's so important, of course. And so and we can see it. I mean, we dig out players and things like that, but everyone's a human being at the end of the day.
We're not person. We don't ever set in person.
No, exactly. It's not personal. And we meet the lads, we see them around the hotels and on aeroplanes and traveling to these games and stuff. And we don't want to be attacked by anybody. But no, I ain't joking about that because the lads are just sound. But
you're making out like we say bad things. We don't say bad at all. We're sometimes too supportive of the players.
We do read out people's comments and stuff, and some people how they refer to people. Harrison C says 3-0 Hungary, and the manager booed out. Oh,
Jesus Christ, Harrison! You were very positive today. I don't like that negativity now. No. He hates Heimer though. He's not a Heimer fan.
Anyway, we'll keep it confident. We'll keep it positive as we head into a really, really important week following Irish football. Thanks for your support this evening. Over 2,100 viewers this evening. It's amazing support. And if you would love to support us even further, head on into the description of the show and subscribe.
What else is there?
Raw Plus.
You forgot to mention about something that Dave's made again.
And also, look in the show notes as well. We've got a fantastic fanzine that's been produced by Dave and James Agnew, one of our incredible writers. We have a writers team. We have obviously myself, Conor, and Dave do this, the regular shows and things. We've got the League of Ireland show that we do, and then we've got the stuff behind Raw Plus where we
also
do.
must be worth saying, Martin, Slattery's are only sponsoring our home games. So if someone's looking to sponsor the away legs of any aspect or any away content, make sure you get in contact with us, because this is just for the home games that we're doing for the World Cup qualifiers. But yeah, obviously we're massively appreciative, but it is worth saying if someone is looking to sponsor and they think they've no opportunity, the away legs are still available.
Yeah, and do check out that fanzine though, because it's brilliant content and a lot of fun as well. And we do want to. We want to, we've got our own ideas as well, but we love hearing from you. If you want to hear us talk about specific things, any questions for us, it'd be great to see loads of you come down to Slattery's on match day on Saturday before the Ireland game. We'll be going on and on about that because it's a great venue for a pre-match pint. Have the crack. There'll be music on, I'm sure, as well. All the Ireland fans getting together. There's goes. Keith Morrell says Slats is a great spot. It really is. A couple of roads away from Lansdowne Road, and you can go into all the entrances via there as well. So it's going to be an absolutely brilliant day Saturday. We're looking forward to seeing a lot of the Raw faithful there. But more importantly, looking forward to seeing Ireland get off to a fantastic win in Dublin, kick off the qualification campaign in style. We've got loads of content this week. Make sure you subscribed. But thank you for your support this evening. Thank you, Conor. Fantastic insight into the under-17s, 19s and 21s. Fantastic review of the transfer window as well. Our very own Jim White. Better than Jim White, I would say. Get this lad on TV. Get him on the under-21 commentary. That's the campaign starting now. But thank you for your support of Lansdowne Raw. Massively appreciated. Good night and God bless.